Hi guys, today you'll join me, Ed from BED Performance at the lovely Denby's Wine Estate in Surrey. Fantastic location near Box Hill. Good day out with the kids, good day out with the girlfriend if you want a nice long walk, especially in this sort of weather. It's ideal even for a nice photography shoots with the cars. Sorry for the delay in uploading stuff to the YouTube channel. It has been the COVID-19 situation, as you are all aware, so it's delayed us in meeting up, getting some footage together with the cars and just getting a lot of people out. But hopefully as the situation's easing off, we should be able to get some more content uploaded. Right, let's go and have a look at the car. For those of you that think this may look like a normal C-Class, in which it does, there are subtle differences. For example, you've got the wider wheel arches on all sides of the car. I've upgraded the wing mirrors so they've got a nice carbon trim and effects on them. If you head down the side of the car, you can it still maintains that sort of lower squatted effect, which is nice. You've got the 19-inch alloys with the chrome lip effect. Quad tailpipes is always a giveaway with the Mercedes AMG range. I've glossed out the badges, the AMG, the C63 badge, the Mercedes badge itself, and the boot lifter. I've got a 4D carbon gel number plate on here as well. Right, if we have a look at the tyres, you can see inside the alloy you've got huge cross-drilled discs in the back there, and at the front you've got a big 6-piston caliper which provides excellent stopping power for a car of this weight. It's one of the two important handling features on this vehicle. You've got that and the rear wheel tyres. Let's go and have a look at those. I'm running MP4S's, which in my opinion are the best tyres for this car. They provide excellent grip in the wet, and on the dry you just can't go wrong with them. They are expensive. People aren't too keen on spending that much money, but if you're going to have a car like this, you want to apply the performance, you need to have these sort of tyres on this vehicle. One of the interesting facts about this car is you'll see on the side you've got a 6.3 AMG badge. The engine is in fact not a 6.3, it's a big muscle 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8. The reason there's a 6.3 badge is due to the heritage of Mercedes, and it was their first entry-level V8 in the M100 engine. So the Mercedes sort of wanted a bit of history on all of their modern cars. This is why it's called the C63, E63, S63, etc. So the C63 comes in 4 different forms from stock. You've got the original C63 with 463 brake horsepower, which is this car. You've got the performance pack, which comes with upgraded brakes, Alcantara steering wheel, which has about 487. You've got the 507 edition, which is always a giveaway, so it's got the carbon vents in the bonnet and obviously 507 horsepower. And you have the top of the league C63 Black Series, which is in a completely different league altogether. They've done some absolute voodoo with ECU, and I think that puts out about 530 odd, but very quick 0-60, quickest C63 you can get of this generation. So in addition to what I was saying about the car being a 463 edition, I have mapped this car using the Eurocharged V7 with blip mod, which is now pushing around 515, 520 brake. It makes an absolute difference to the performance of the vehicle. I didn't acceleration wise, you don't feel much of a difference, but it's that mid-range power when you're about 40, between 3,000 and 5,000 revs, you really feel it go. Did a couple of 0-60 runs pre and post map. Pre-map I was getting about 4.5, 4.6. Again, weather conditions not great. Post-map I'm in the very, very low 4s. So a huge difference, and a big shout out to Jerry at Eurocharged over in Texas in America for sending the handheld unit and all the maps I've got with the vehicle. So I ordered the V7 map off him, and the other map I ordered was the Pop and Bang map. Again, good for meets, good for shows, not great for driving all the time. So it is a novelty, it wears off, it gets a bit irritating, but the pops and maps compared to a Fiesta ST are absolutely phenomenal. So earlier I gave you guys an example of the sound this car makes. One of the few revs drive-by shots. The AMG sound is unmistakable to any other vehicle. They've done such a fantastic job with engineering the exhaust system in this car. Even from stock, it's perfect. The down blips, the upshifts, you can hear every single bark the exhaust has to offer. again, it's such an unmistakable sound. It's that classic V8 rumble as well, going all through the exhaust pipe. The modifications I've made to the exhaust are to the secondary cats. So this car comes with primary caps which are up front. You've got the secondary cats which are in the middle of the vehicle down at the bottom. I've went to EMP Performance in St Albans, who did me a great deal, so a big shout out to those guys, and they took out the secondary cats, so I'm running secondary D-cats in the middle of the vehicle. There's a myth which flies around all the AMG forums that a secondary D-cat on a C63 will fail the MOT tests. I'm telling you now, that doesn't happen. Again, if you're looking at further modifications like flames, you know, those sort of crazy mods that people do, you will need a straight pipe, so you need all the cats out, resonators out, just a full pipe going from the engine all the way to the back. So this car comes with a 7-speed auto. It's not dual clutch, it's just a straight 7-speed auto from Mercedes. Gear shifts, I think they're quite good personally. A few people complain, so they're not that responsive, but even you've got 4 modes in this car. You've got comfort, this is letting the car drive you purely on automatic. You've got comfort, you've got sports plus, and you've got race start. So comfort is, you know, the gearbox is less aggressive, and you average probably about 14-15 miles per gallon with a light foot, you know, poodling around town. And the exhaust isn't as aggressive either in comfort, so it's a good sort of thing to have in a car like this. You've got sports. Personally, I don't see a difference between sports and sports plus. I always either put it in comfort or sports plus. The car is quite user friendly in the sense that the oil on the car has to get to 80 degrees before you can really start thrashing it. It stays blue and then it will turn into white to 80 when you can really engage sports plus and drive the car as you're meant to drive an AMG, obviously sticking to legal road limits. The other option is the manual mode, which again, using the flappy pedals on the gearbox, is great fun. You know, the car tells you when to shift up if you're, you know, drawing too close to the rev line. 8,000 revs. Yeah, it's a fantastic thing to play with, especially on long straight roads. I'll give you an example of this when we get off from the lights, but it is so much fun, especially when the road's dry, you've got the proper tyres on. It's a fantastic drive to drive a car like this. There are no cars made now which I think have that sort of power with the gearbox, and the car just absolutely shoots. I did my first race start in this the other day when we went up to Sloane Street near Knightsbridge. Again, fantastic option this car's got. Quite a complex procedures to get into it, so you have to, from a standstill, just to put 2 videos in one really, you have to engage, so the car steering wheel has to be dead center. Unless it's dead center, the car will not let you launch it. You then put the traction control into sports handling mode. You then put your foot on the brake, and you have to press really, really hard. A lot of the guys get a bit confused thinking, why is it not working? But your foot has to be really hard on the brake the whole process. So once the sport mode's enabled, you can then turn the dial around to RS, which is race start. You'll get a sign on the dash which says race start enabled, paddle up to confirm. You confirm that, and then you basically just build the revs, let go of the brake, and the car just goes, absolutely flies. Especially with that map I'm running, it's a world of difference. Such a fun, aggressive car to drive. Again, it really lets you manipulate the gearbox. You can have so much fun with this. Like I said, it's just worlds of difference between like the modern cars with all the turbo engines. The naturally aspirated power really feeds into the engine. You can just go absolutely crazy. I've got a bridge coming up. I'll show you a downshift in the bridge. So guys, just a quick talk through on the interior of the vehicle. Top range model, this comes with basically everything you'd need. The only 2 optional extras you can pay for in this car are the reversing camera and blind spot assist in the wing mirrors. Personally, I don't really like them, I don't need them. The reversing sensors for the rear are located over there, and the front ones are just on top of the dash there. As you get closer to the object, the red dots get closer to the centre of the reversing sensors. If you've read the forums, you've seen the blind spot assists aren't that reliable. Again, the reversing camera, I think the sensors are good enough for me. I don't really need the camera, but if it's there, by all means buy the car that's got the camera. So amazing leather seats, excellent bolsters, all fully adjustable with the electrics on the door cards. everything is there to sort of play around with. The headrest, the squeeze, the bolsters increase and deflates, the back and forth, height and low, it's all electric, brilliant stuff. Again, for a 2012 car, it's quite surprising the amount this comes with. It's got cruise control, you've got traction control which does sport mode and fully off, you've got full aircon. Again, you've got the sat nav, which is the command system, not as good as BMW's, the more modern ones, but it does the job, decent sat nav. You've got the AMG dashboard with the oil temperatures, which shows you when you can really put your foot down. It's just a very comfortable, good car. You can't really complain about any of the optional extras. One of the good things I like about this car is the panoramic roof. So again, all the coupes come with a pano roof. You've got the initial blind, which you can put back. You can have it open just so it slots back like that, or you can have it all the way back and you can let all the sun in. It's brilliant stuff. So guys, thank you for joining me today on the review of my C63 AMG. The next video I will be posting in the next few weeks is the talk through of the Eurocharged handheld mapping kit from America, which I mentioned earlier. Remember to give a like. Any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and a link to our other videos. Have a watch of those, they're great fun, will appear here. Thanks guys, until next time.